YouTube, it's the Busy Diva, and while it's on my mind, I'm going to ask that you please like, share, subscribe, punch that thumbs up button, subscribe to my channel and like, or if you don't like it, press the thumbs down, but either way, punch one of those thumbs, but hopefully the thumbs up button for my channel. Okay, I'm getting back on here once again, and today I'm going to talk about this little issue with Dr. Dre being dragged into this Varsity Gate situation. I was listening to something this morning, and they were talking about Dr. Dre with a tweet that he made, and then, or a post, or whichever one it was, and then deleting it, about his daughter getting into USC. Okay, my problem with this is, okay, first of all, did anybody say that she cheated? Well, first of all, there was issue because, well, back in 2013, Dr. Dre donated $70 million, and they made the Jimmy Loving and Andre Young, which Andre Young is Dr. Dre's real name, Andre Young Academy of Arts, Technology, and Business Innovation Center at USC. So, okay, he made that contribution, maybe in hopes of giving his daughter a chance to, you know, be bumped up, you know, to being admitted. But a lot of people make contributions. And, you know, it's pretty disheartening that they're bringing him in with this Varsity Gate thing, because they said he made a comment that, you know, his daughter got into USC and no jail time. Well, I did read the post. And so what? A lot of people are making remarks about, you know, the people that got locked up, not locked up, but got in trouble over this, Lori Loughlin and Felicity Huffman. And even I was watching an episode of one of my late night shows that I watch, and every guest that came on there, he was asking them, you know, about their kids. Asking them that how much did you pay for your kid, you know, making it as a joke. And so, you know, with Dr. Dre making this remark, so what? And I'm looking at different tweets and looking at the outpouring of people saying that he's being a hypocrite for it because he gave the money, you know, to the school. Well, okay, so he did. He's not the only one. He's not the first. He's not going to be the last. I mean, he's one of many, and let's not wake up the legacy babies who, you know, parents or kids are there just because their parents or close relatives are there. Sometimes regardless of their grades compared to other children who worked harder, you know, to get into school. Okay, so what? And my other issue is that, did they say anything about his daughter cheating? Did she? No one says anything about, you know, whether or not she filled out her application on her own. No one's alleging or saying that she, you know, her application was forged. No one is alleging or saying that someone took her tests for her, which is the difference between this Varsity Gate scandal and Dr. Dre having given that money and making the comment he made. He said no jail time. Last time I checked, you don't get jail time for making a legitimate donation to a college. And if your child gets in, they get in. Okay, if she legitimately took her test, she passed her test, she filled out her application, everything on it was about her, and it was straightforward and honest, well, what's the problem? You know, it seems like we can't, some of these scandals, I mean, it seems like we can't be satisfied until, you know, we drag someone black into it. You know, I hate to drag race into it, but that's just what it looks like. I mean, I was even surprised to see Lori Loughlin. I mean, I've seen her, you know, in her career from Full House. I even remember her as a teenager as a model. I've seen her in catalogs, and I just recognized her face. And Felicity Huffman, I watched, you know, the Desperate Housewives series. I mean, that was one of the shows I used to love to watch. And, you know, they seem to be straight-laced women. And, you know, in this culture, these straight-laced white women, who would imagine that they would be involved in, you know, such criminal activity, basically. I mean, I've seen and heard of people go to jail, spend many, many years for supposedly white-collar stealing, far less than what they've alleged to have done. I mean, these people involved in this scandal, they had people taking their kids' tests, changing answers, photoshopping their kids' faces on brochures. I mean, I even saw the report, the young man who was on that pole vaulting picture. They actually, a news outlet actually caught up with his mother, and they said they asked him, what did he think about that? And his answer was, where's my royalties? Which is a very good question. One of the punishments for them taking photoshopping their kids on these kids, they ought to maybe pay for their college. They ought to be made to pay for their college, since you use their image and their actual work to facilitate your kid getting in that didn't. Some of these kids didn't even want to go. I mean, I believe it was one of Lori Loughlin's daughter, who's I guess she still is, a big-time vlogger. They said some of these girls didn't even really want to go to college. They just basically want to go there for the socializing if they did. And, they could have really cared less about it. But I know as a parent, you want the best for your child, and you want them to be the best and to do the best and to get into better schools. But, if your child really can't cut it, then why not have tutors, and why not have have them work harder to actually earn it? And if you give to the school, the kid need to put in the work, because there are many kids who do put in the work and are denied. Now I don't know, how much, Dr. Dre's, but apparently she didn't cheat from what they're reporting. I'm sure if she forged her papers and had someone taking her tests, I mean, why not? Why couldn't she have had good tutors and really studied hard in addition to her father giving? Because as an African American, it doesn't matter how much money you have. The bottom line, you still are. And many times you are given a back seat to someone, even if you have money. So, even with that, I could see him as a father trying to ensure that his daughter has half a chance. And no doubt he could more than afforded to pay for tutors and whatever to help her. But I'm certain that if she did those things that the others did, it would have been brought out by now, And, I was listening to one of my favorite news outlets was talking about this story, and that's what kind of made me want to get on here. And the commentator, made a sarcastic remark when they mentioned the institution that Dr. Dre contributed to, and she went, like it was something fake. Well, if you know anything about Dr. Dre, he actually is a musical genius. Now, I'm not his biggest fan, especially after something that, came to light about him some years ago. But I followed NWA and a lot of artists, and I followed, him in his career. And he's a very shrewd businessman. I mean, he's inventor of the Beats headphones, which, it wasn't just about making some headphones and slapping his name on it. They're a really great product. I don't own any, but I've listened through some, and they have an excellent, superior quality. I know a lot of people own them, people that have money, people that don't. It's just not in my budget to spend that much money on headphones. I'm a little careless with them and I lose them. So to spend the type of money that those cost, I can't justify it for myself personally. But having used some, I do know they're a great quality, and he would know about that type of item because that is the business he's in, music and sound and producing. And this man has made, millions and, helped develop many artists, and he knows talent. He's up there. So it's not like he couldn't have been a part of this school just as some, shell just to say. I mean, even if he helped gave this money for this academy, let's think about what he did. A music and business academy, that's another school. That means that's more seats for more children or students to be a part of or to be in. So it's not like his daughter took away somebody's opportunity. He gave for the one person. If you want to say his daughter took the opportunity because of her privilege, he gave many others an opportunity by contributing to that school. So to me, that debunks all of this other, that they're trying to make this apples to orange comparisons. People, in social media can be, too much of a follower than to think on their own. And so even though I really love this one vlogger who was made these comments, I couldn't co-sign and go along with her because, I can think for myself, and I know for myself, about him as an artist and his business. And so it's actually plausible that, what he did helped more kids. Now, what these women and others in this varsity scandal did, they took opportunity from other kids. Yeah, they gave money, but many of them gave money in the name of trust, and this money was converted to bribes. Money paying off people, from the test proctors to professors to all the people that were involved with getting these unqualified students into school. I mean, even if they could have been qualified, no one would know, because you sat up there and paid off all these people to get them in. So they took away other students' opportunities. And the money that they gave, that was paying off the person who helped facilitate those activities. So you weren't helping anybody else. Dr. Dre's contribution helped other students because it built another academy, another school within the university for more students to attend. And so other students have to be able to go into that academy to, be a part of it. So he built an opportunity, another opportunity for learning. But what did those Varsity Gate people do? They took away. They didn't add on to the school. They took away from someone else and padded the pockets of the consultant, the so-called consultant they use, and others who were involved. So, to me, I guess people just couldn't see that, it was even plausible that sweet Aunt Becky, Lori Loughlin, and Miss Desperate Housewife Felicity Huffman could even be involved in such, such scandalous activity. But it's plausible that a black man, gangster rapper, Dr. Dre, he could be involved in some stuff like that. Yeah. See, I think that's why it was so easy to turn around and drag him just because he made the comment, no jail time. Well, he's not the only one that's made those comments. And he's not the only one that said anything to that effect. So, to drag him about that and make him feel bad, at least there are a lot of rich fathers out there who don't even speak to their children or could care less that they exist. And at least, he was doing what he could to help his daughter to be educated. And for that, I can applaud him for, even for building that academy. I heard that he's even given money. We'll say, well, why give, to that school, rich school? Why didn't he give to the hood? Well, I heard that he has given to the hood. Compton High School, I heard he gave like millions of dollars. And, I'm sure the other philanthropic efforts that he has. A lot of, artists do a lot of things. They just don't always talk about it. And when you give and you're philanthropic, you really shouldn't be just blasting it, because that's an ego thing when you got to say, well, I gave $100 million to this, I gave $1 million to that. Well, you don't know what a lot of people have done behind the scenes. So, I just had to get on here and say my piece about this situation because to me, this person that I was listening to, I didn't see her, as racist because that platform she on is a progressive platform. And they seem to sometimes stand for the races, but not racist, the races, the Black African-American efforts and what have you. But, her complaint and the way she seemed to drag Dr. Dre into it was, to me, borderline racist because, why does it have to be implausible that these straight-laced white women, they could never do anything but how dare this black man open his mouth, in pride for his daughter and pride that, he didn't do anything wrong. Maybe it was a little braggadocious for him to say that, but so what? He's not the only one that said anything. That's my thing. And so, I just had to say something because it's really, not right because there's been such an attack lately, on our black men, right or wrong. It seems like no one's satisfied unless, you know, you drag a black man into it and we can just hush about everybody else. And that's not right. And that's what this situation to me is. Okay, let's drag him in there. Let's keep on digging. Let's drag him. And we can just hush about them because it's just, you know, we just can't believe they would do something like that. But apparently so, because the law went after them. And that it happened. So anyway, that is the end of my rant. And hey, shout out to Dr. Dre. And congratulations to your daughter for making it into USC. And you do great things. I wish you to, you know, just to prove them wrong. Do great things regardless. And that's how you prove people wrong, when they want to say stuff about you. Regardless, you know, that you're rich or not. You're black in this country, you're black. It doesn't matter. When you want to be discriminated against, we get discriminated against. So I'm happy for her that she got in. You know, hey, it is what it is. And I'm glad that, you know, it was not criminal activity that got her in. So, hey, peace out. Bye-bye. And don't forget, like, share, and subscribe to the channel.